I feel proud to introduce our next speaker, Liz Eschel-Payne, founding CEO of Orca. Liz is an accomplished healthcare leader who has led healthcare transformation initiatives in the NHS, Europe, and North America. She has successfully used digital technology to improve patient health outcomes and derive economic opportunities. She has also been featured within the LDC Top 50, further highlighting her influential role in the healthcare and technology sections. Orca's remarkable achievement of ranking 7th in the Health Tech 50 ranking for 2024 is evidence of their commitment to keep inventing and providing solutions that truly make a difference. OIDPM, Orca India Data Protection Mark, a brainchild of Orca and Alpha MD partnership, is a prestigious certification that signifies compliance with India's stringent data protection laws and regulations, ensuring the highest standards of data security and privacy for healthcare applications. To add more about OIDPM, I now request Liz to take over.
Thank you so much, Nishi, and thank you very much for inviting me to join this morning's session or this evening's session, depending on where you are based. So I'm just going to share my slides, and as Nishi said, Orca have been now established for 10 years. And Orca do two big things. The first is we quality assure and certify technologies so that the system knows whether a technology is safe and can be used and trusted. And the second thing that we do is we then distribute those safe and effective technologies into the marketplace. So you need to be assured to be able to be distributed. So obviously today I'm going to be focusing on the Orca India Data Protection Mark, or OIDPM, and this is very much about you achieving a certificate which tells the world that you have met the DPDP Act. And what I just wanted to start with was really just to say that digital is huge. We all use it every single day. And most people are using technology on their own smartphone devices. So you may already know that more than 6.5 billion people on the planet now have a smartphone. It's actually more than the number of people who own a toothbrush. And so we're all using digital. And the rules that have been put in place for the use of digital is really to protect us as the end user who are using these technologies on our phone in a range of different environments. It might be to manage finances, it might be to support educational learning, it might be in a health context. And most of those technologies sit in an app-based technology. Of course, there are websites and other infrastructure pieces, but a lot of these technologies are in an app. And I don't know if you know this number, but every single day, 250 million people download an app. And you can see that India is the third highest users of digital apps. And so this really gives us the context of the opportunity. So we now have the opportunity to use these digital interventions and digital technologies from our own pocket through our smartphone. And that is incredible. It's revolutionized the way in which we live. There is a big but, and this is where the DPDP Act comes in. So this is an example of research in one of the verticals. So when you look into health and the world of digital health, only 20% of around about 365,000 technologies that are available to us just in that vertical are safe and would meet a requirement like the DPDP Act. And so what that means is that governments and policymakers are wanting to put some rules in place so that we can increase that threshold so that more people are using safe and effective technologies. And this is where the opportunity for differentiation comes in. So if you can prove that your product can be trusted and your services can be trusted, you've really been able to show a differentiator. And that's really what Orca are really here to support. We want to enable you to have a badge that says, yes, we've met this requirement and you can trust us and our product and service. So, of course, you know, we've gone through a lot of this, but for data privacy and digital products, of course, we've just been talking about how these products really empower users to manage their lives through digital technologies, predominantly on their phone. And the opportunity is that as end users, we can really benefit from these technologies. But of course, there are big risks, and we all want to make sure that our data is being held safely, isn't breaching confidentiality or being misused. And that's why the DPDP Act has come into play. It acknowledges these risks and says if you can show that you've met that requirement, then the ecosystem and market can trust you. So what we've been doing is we've been working to create the OIDPM certificate, which basically says that
Sorry,
we can.
Liz.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to reshare some technical glitch.
Oh, okay, no problem at all. Apologies. Don't know what happened. Can you now see my screen?
Yeah, you can do
Wonderful.
a full screen.
Yeah, wonderful. And
Okay.
so the India Data Protection Mark is really about you being able to be certified to be able to show the world that you have met this requirement. So how does that happen? And what is it looking at? Well, you've heard from previous speakers how you need to get ready to be checked for DPDP Act. And the way in which the evaluation happens is initially what we're doing is we're looking at the scene setters in the first instance. So we're looking at your product or your service and saying, okay, what data is being collected? Is it being shared? Who is it being shared with? And how is the sharing done? And once we understand that, we can then really, in a very bespoke way, understand the risks within your product or service and then focus on whether it's met or not the DPDP Act. And you can see here that there's a range of questions that we then undertake. We're looking for evidence of a privacy policy. Is the policy easy to access? What's the consent model? Is the data stored securely? What are the data principal rights? What are the data principal's duties? And we're also looking at children's privacy rights. So we're asking a range of questions, looking into the product, and then when a product has passed, we're then able to certify that product. Now, what's interesting about this is if it doesn't pass the first time, we will also give you a report which identifies the gaps and advises you on what to do to meet the requirement. So this isn't a simple pass-fail. This is a continuous support mechanism to make sure that your product is safe and compliant. The other thing to mention is that this mark is continuous. So there is a continuous check every time your product updates and changes. And so we will issue refresh certifications every time the product changes, which for some organisations is very frequent. So if you wanted to get involved in this, this is the process that you would go through. The first thing is, of course, we'd need to have access to your product. So you may need to grant us that access. We then have the assessment team who conduct the review and provide that feedback. That feedback is really important because this is about helping you to be compliant, not just saying yes you are or no you're not. For a lot of companies, this can feel quite confusing, and so we'll simplify that feedback to you and make it very practical. Now, once a product has passed, you'll then receive a whole marketing certificate, OIDPM badge, and you will be listed on compliance and innovation portals. So the listing on a compliance portal is basically to say to the market, these products are safe and you can trust them. And the market can then make a solid decision to say, yes, we can now trust this product and we're going to engage with it. And of course, I mentioned that when an update is identified, the process will reassess it. So there's a re-review that's ongoing with this process. So you maintain a certificate. Now, the benefits of this assessment, of course, are having a third party be able to say and validate and certify to say that your product has met this requirement. It also, of course, benefits end users. We all use digital in our life, and we all want to make sure that products that we're using is keeping our personal data safe. So, of course, end users are benefiting. As suppliers, you're benefiting because you first of all get knowledge about where you may need to make changes or improve things, improving policies. But really what it does is it gives you a certificate to show your compliance to the world. And that's where the buyers and systems really benefit, because they just want to know, can I trust products and services that I'm interested in either engaging with or buying? And of course, they want to see less data privacy issues. So the benefits of the assessment are not just about compliance. It's about providing more choice to users, supporting suppliers and developers to learn and know about what they need to do, and also really helping the system to leverage the opportunity of digital. So this is what the certificate looks like. So we have already run a number of OIDPM certificates, and you can see that you actually get a formal certificate to say that you have met this requirement. This assessment is undertaken by Orca, and we will hold the liability for the certification. So we will back ourselves once we've certified you to say that this has been assessed. We recognise that it's met the DPDP and you can trust it. And as I mentioned, you can also then use that to really leverage marketing opportunities to really differentiate your product. And you can see here 3 examples where products have gone through an assessment process, been certified by Orca, and then promoted it either through social media or their marketing channels to be able to tell the world we're safe and you can trust us. And really, ultimately, for Orca, we really want to support wide adoption of safe, trusted technologies into the world so that we can all benefit from them. A lot of our work has been in health and healthcare, but we're also able to do this role in other verticals. And of course, we want to benefit from different technologies, not just in health, but also from a finance perspective, an education perspective, a social perspective, from all the different perspectives. So if you want to get involved, you can take out your phone now and scan that QR code and get in touch, even if it's just to have a conversation with us, and we're able to get you started, support you in knowing, first of all, whether you've got gaps in your compliance needs, and then help you move towards being compliant and achieving certification. If you've got any questions, I am very, very happy to take them, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Liz. So OIDPM is exceptionally setting new standards and for trust and compliance in healthcare and technology. And I'm thrilled to share that our own digital health platform for patient education, that's Liblit Pro, is OIDPM certified. Having received the OIDPM certificate, it validates one's unwavering commitment to safeguarding patient data. Thank you, Liz, once again.